There we go. Whoops. Come on. There we go. Hey, it's still light out. I better finish up what the sisters get me. Sister in this case. What can I say? There's my proof. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing this at the usual cinema that I would normally see at, and that's primarily because they didn't have enough showings for it. They just had a 1 o'clock showing, and I had to pick someone up and drive them somewhere, so I knew I didn't have enough time to see that one. So I went down to this theater I normally went to see Goosebumps before last year. There was a couple more showings, just, 2, and that was about it. So I figured, why not? It's been a while since I've been to this theater. It was either that or get ready for the 3 a.m. shift and then just, pop down and see this. But man, I really regret not seeing this movie the first weekend it came out. I regret it so much to the point where I really don't know what to say. I regret... Oh my goodness, why in the hell did I see Pete's Dragon? Oh, because you saw the original! I should have seen this movie instead. I feel awful. I should have seen this on my birthday. I should have seen this last month. It would have been a perfect close to a very dull summer. Oh my god. Where do I start? Okay, Laika Studios. There's the only studio I can think of that's still producing stop-motion animation, and at a really good quality, too. For $60 million, for that kind of budget, it's impressive to see what they can do with it. Coraline, for example, that was the very first movie they did, and I remember enjoying it. I've seen it a lot of times. It was my favorite Laika movie for a good time. It was very beautifully animated. It was done with Henry Selick. Dakota Fanning was great. It had a great cast. It had a very imaginative realm and story, even though it was adapted from a novel by Neil Gaiman. But, Neil Gaiman, he's a great guy. The second movie, Paranorman, which I rented, that is still a mixed bag to me. I still don't like the first half, but I do like the second half when the Puritan zombies appear. I just think the first half of Paranorman's a little too mean. The whole town is going after this one kid just because he can see ghosts. Give him some slack, people, okay? But it does get better. Box Trolls is the only one I have no sympathy for. Yeah, give me good animation, give me Ben Kingsley as a villain. You're not gonna save your movie that way. Nope. So we come to this film, and it was highly praised. It was a smash hit with the critics. And yet at the box office, I don't want to say it's a flop, because it's still in theaters. It's still in theaters! And again, at 60 million, compared to, the 120 that Pixar can do. It's impressive to see what they can do. I actually agree with Chris Struckman when he was doing a review of this movie. Laika is pretty much the Studio Ghibli of this nation. They're doing quality work. Their stories and their animation is so mirrored together that I can't think of any other studio of such quality, of such presence like this, that could meld it together so beautifully. I mean, yeah, we got Pixar. They can do a good thing, but it's Pixar. You know they're gonna do good. Well, The Good Dinosaur was crap. But even they can have, the little flaws and flub-ups. They're obviously teetering to the younger age and stuff. They can do adult audience, too. They can cheat on that, too. Fine. But I think with Laika's movies, they're different. Because they're going in more darker realms. They're not, going light on things. They're literally going to the full brow. What's the story with this movie? Again, I don't want to give too much away, because I just want to end the review and just say go see it in theaters. Because if you don't see this in theaters, you'll regret it. You'll really regret it. Oh my goodness. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so The main character is pretty much a kid that, does storytelling for a living, but not that kind of storytelling. He uses origami, and he has this magic guitar that brings the origami to life, and that tells a story. Very clever idea. Mostly in Japanese tradition, they use shadow puppets. Well, Chinese tradition, sorry. In usual Chinese-Japanese tradition, they use shadow puppets, or puppets of a different meaner. This is using, like, living or sentient origami, which is actually really cool. And the problem is that he doesn't know how to end his stories. He has great build-up, he has great characters, he has great action. He just can't find the perfect conclusion to it all. And, again, without giving too much away, he's sent on this journey to try and retrieve these 3 very powerful pieces of armor so he can do battle with these evil witches. Without giving too much away, by the way. With these evil witches, and my god, they are creepy. Every time they're on screen, there's this little chill on the back of my neck. Just seeing these things and their kabuki masks. I thought, okay, they got feathers, they can fly around, it's a little silly, but no, when you see them in action, they are freaking scary. Come play with us, Kubo. There's another villain in play here, but I don't want to ruin that. I don't want to ruin too much of that, because one, it wasn't in the trailer. So he's out to get these pieces of armor, and as guides, he has a snow monkey voiced by Charles Theron. Who's pretty much the mother of the whole thing. She's the very serious, sophisticated kind of one, I gotta protect you and all that sort of stuff, and she's fun! She's a whole lot of fun! She reminds me of the character Nicole from The Amazing World of Gumball. She can be very motherly, she can be very kind, but she knows that there's a limit. She knows that you have to be serious in certain times. There are limits that can be pushed, but unlike Nicole Watterson from Gumball, who is obviously intended for comedy. She's a funny character, by the way. Go see that show, too, please. With the monkey in Kubo, there is a sense of a character here, and you really care about this character as you go along. How protective, how determined she is. I love that in this kind of character. She's pretty much the fizz gig of the whole movie, only minus the extra rows of sharp teeth. Oh my god. And there's this other side character played by Matthew McConaughey, who's a beetle, and he's pretty much a has-been samurai warrior that was cursed to be this humanoid beetle, and they really play around with the idea that he knows certain things and yet he forgets things. At first, when I saw him, I was thinking a little bit of Zap Brannigan, but then I realized, no, this is the Zap Brannigan I want. This is a Zap Brannigan that's actually fun. He's not too egotistical, he's not self-arrogant, he's not the kind that is so annoying you want to literally stuff him into a paper shredder. This is the kind that knows he had a grand history and a grand past, that he knows something is there but he doesn't know what it is. And he can be helpful. And I think that's what makes it work, because with Zap Brannigan, he's not helpful at all in Futurama. He's a dumbbell. But this character, what makes it work is that he can be, I don't want to say egotistical, that's not the right word. He can be a little conceited, but at the same time, he's so useful in many ways. He's a fighter. He has this very kind heart to it all, and much like the monkey character, he's a really good protector and very resourceful. There's a really nice twist at the end, which I did figure out the first minute this thing appeared. I did figure it out the minute this first thing appeared. I was like, oh my goodness, they're going in that route, but I don't care. I want to see what direction it goes into. But then they reveal the true purpose of the monkey without giving too much away. And that's when I was like, okay, now I really don't want to see anything bad happen to these characters. And that's what I love about this movie. There is a sense of care. There is a sense of distress. And when something bad happens to these characters, you don't want to see them go out like a candle in the wind. Where was this movie the whole time? Oh, it was in post-production or possibly in production. Not soon enough. I really don't want to say anything else about this movie. I really don't. It's just beautiful. And that's a rare adjective I use for movies like this. Beautiful. Of all the films I've seen this summer, they've been entertaining, but they have not struck a huge chord with me. Because there's been either flaws in the story or the characters. I could run them all down right now. The BFG. Yeah, you had the stuff with Sophie and the BFG, which was nice, but it lacked a sense of danger to make you care for the characters. You could just walk in and be like, okay, I know how it's gonna end. They're gonna do this and this and this. Same thing with Independence Day Resurgence. It's an alien invader movie. You know the humans are gonna win. No surprise there. And then you had Alice Through the Looking Glass, which at one point, without giving too much away, it did seem as if that the characters were done for, and then the weird Deus Ex Machina time whatever kicked in for no apparent reason. Even at that point, you didn't care for your characters at all because of the stupid choices they made. And as, you know, entertaining as it is, I just like that more of a so bad it's laughable in a sense. This movie right here, I'm glad I saw it, but I regret not seeing it earlier. Like, okay, if I did have one thing, just one little nitpick. There are points where they do use CGI, because, you know, you can't use stop motion for water. That's difficult to do. Water's water. It moves in certain ways. And you can tell at points where they can use computer graphics for certain things. So there is a limit to what stop motion can and can do. It's a very laborious process. I love the hell out of stop motion animation. But there are points where you really have to step back and say, okay, if I'm going to animate the water, it's going to be a pain. It's going to be a chore. So obviously they have to, you know, CGI this and CGI that. And to the film's credit, it's stylized in a way where it blends in the environment. There's a scene where they're on this boat. Again, not giving too much away. They're on this boat, and they're on this calm water, and yet when the danger comes in, it turns into a storm and everything. You don't know if it's really the nature kicking in and being ferocious, or the evil doers, you know, swarming in and actually creating this storm. It's very interesting, and there's points where they do take stops for very theoretical bits about the questioning of reanimation, life and death, and they do it in such a very calm and serene manner. I love this movie already. Let me, hold on a second. There we go. There, so I don't look creepy in the darkness. Horror story, love story. Horror story, love story. I can't help it. Actually, I kind of look like Kubo in the mirror there. My eyes all darkened out. Moving on. Ooh, it's getting darker. I gotta hurry up. There is no other film I can think of this summer, aside from, again, Captain America Civil War, or Finding Dory, that at least kept me, you know, entertained, but not emotionally invested. There were points where I did get invested, but only for the sake of a story beat. There are points in Finding Dory that were great, but it wasn't like overall masterpiece great. Hank the Octopus is a great thing because he's new, he's different to this world. You want to know more about him and why he doesn't want to leave the aquarium and all that sort of stuff. And the fact they keep it sort of a mystery into your own ambigularity, it works, that kind of character, because you can relate to him. You've seen How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and you can relate to the Grinch, because he doesn't understand the meaning of Christmas and what it means to be joyful and stuff, because he's such a slouch and a grouch and a grump. And this is just an incredible movie. I'm sorry. I rarely do this, but I actually cried at the end. It wasn't like Finding Dory. It was like, oh, they're going into this dramatical element where she thinks her parents are not going to be with her and all that sort of stuff, and you want to see her reunited. That's the whole point of the movie. This one, no. Oh no. Oh no. It does not shy away from this kind of thing. It does not shy away from darkness. It doesn't shy away from being harsh when it needs to be, but it does it in a way where it's acceptable, where you can at least say, okay, this is dark, but it's not too dark to the point where you really can't be out of the picture. Mars Needs Moms, perfect example. So these Martians are kidnapping mothers, extracting their brain to put into a robot, and the mother disintegrates into the whatever. It doesn't work for that kind of movie because it doesn't earn it. It's not earned because of the way the characters are developed and the environment that they're in. It doesn't work on those kind of levels because the character is an absolute arse. And you don't really get a sense of what the relationship between Milo and his mother, so you actually don't really have an idea of what those two mediums are. It's a cliched route. Rebellious kid and self-mother who appreciates the kid, but yet at the same time tries to be strict and stern, and you have the workaholic father that's like a little small 1/18th drop of that movie. Ugh, I hate it so much. Not with Kubo. God, no, not with Kubo and the Two Strings. It is earned. It does it in the right spots. It does it in the right way. It is perfectly balanced. And there are movies out there which are so rare to do that. Organically rare. I wish there was a 7 o'clock showing. It's not getting much of an audience, you know, we're just gonna put this at a 1 o'clock, a 2:30, and a 5 o'clock, because there's not much of an audience. Please see this movie. I'm begging you. See this movie! I'm glad you avoided Ice Age 50 bajillion. See this movie. I'm begging you, do it for me. Do it for me, man. The summer's not over until you see Kubo and the Two Strings. If you had a dull and boring summer and really need something uplifting and breathtaking and beautiful and amazing and well-crafted and so engaging and emotionally investing, go now. Why are you watching me? Go! Go! See this movie! I beg you right now! I'm not even kidding. It is that good. I cried at the end. It was so well done. Again, without giving too much away, we have the cliched good versus evil thing. What happens? Good triumphs over evil with whatever sort of violence there is. Not this movie. No. No, not this movie. It is smart. It knows exactly what to do. It is telling a legend. And legends always have a meaning or a moral or a sense to it. And the way they do it at the end, it is perfect. Don't just tell a great story. Be the story. Be the legend. Be something that everyone's going to come back and look up to and say, wow, I remember this person because of so-and-so and so-and-so. Your life is your own story. Make it a good story. Let it have a happy ending. It's like what Jim Henson Kermit said at the end of the Muppet movie. Life's like a movie, write your own ending. And I've always stood by that saying a lot. And to see a film like this really take that and put it to such a good use. And yet, it's grossed 38 million to date? You're monsters. I can't believe you. All of you, right now, watching me, going frantic and Daffy Duck. See this movie. Please. Please, I beg of you, I'm not crazy. When I see something that's explosive and great and unbelievable, I'm not just saying it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I do. I really do. Don't look at me. Buy a ticket right now, damn it. Do it. Do it. That's all I gotta say. Oh my goodness. So before I end the video, see it! I love you. I really do. Okay. Very, very quick update, because I should have said this a couple of videos ago. As you know, I'm not with that fellonthecoat.com or Mr. Coat and Friends, whatever it's called now anymore. I left back in the early summer for creative differences. It was a fun ride. It was great, but we all gotta move on. There are things that need to be done. Things to focus on. Things to do, places to see, man. But you know what? I'm not quitting. I'm still making videos for your entertainment, doing what I can. So for the time being, vaulting has a new place now. It's at manicexpression.com. A lot of great videos there. Jaime Tuda is there as well, and actually I thank him for... Excuse me. I actually thank him for recommending that site, because he was the one that helped me get in there. Otherwise, vaulting would not have a home at this point. So, all the way throughout a little into early 2017, I'm uploading classic episodes of the show. Oh, before you even speculate, when I mean classic, I mean middle of season 3 all the way to current. Just so I could have, like, new and old catch up to where I am. Because I don't want to, you know, release a new episode and have people be thrown off by storylines, all that sort of stuff. But no, join in. Tuesdays, Thursdays, I'll be uploading classic episodes from middle of season 3 all the way to the current season, which I believe is 6, even though there's not really much episodes in there. Tune in if you can. Drop a comment, please. I love hearing from you. It really, really means a lot to me. I love having an audience that really enjoys what I do. I want to entertain. I want to, you know, make a good story. I want to do something, even if it's like the smallest of audiences. 58 views? That to me is good. Even if it's the smallest, like 10 or 20. It doesn't matter. It means someone's seeing it. So what? I'm not nostalgic critic or angry video game nerd material. People watch my videos. Even if it's not really that much. You know what? Knowing that there's an audience, whether it's big or small, that's seeing me being critiquing or emotional or just being funny and goofy in front of the camera, that means a lot to me. No matter what it is. That's all I got. Go see Kubo. Go see Kubo. You look at me like that. Go see Kubo. Go see Kubo. I demand you. The Great Morgan demands you. See it. See it. Ow!